What's up, guys? Dylan here from 8 Deadly Sins. Welcome to Tarantula Thursday. So last week I covered how to ship, just basic containers. I did 3.5 dram, 7 dram, and I think I did a 50 dram and show you how to set it up. This week I'd like to dive a little bit deeper into that, cover like a part 2. This time around I'm going to show you how to pack into 7-ounce deli cups, 24-ounce deli cups, and I'm actually going to demonstrate how to get a spider into the vial. So you'll want to stick around for that and see how it's done. Alright guys, so we're going to start out with the 7-ounce deli cup. So these are just I think they're 4x4. They work great if you have to pack like a 4.5-inch to 5-inch tarantula, especially if you have like a mature male. So I'm going to show you how to pack those up real quick and get them ready for shipment. So you take 4 paper towels, which 4, I mean, like, I have to select a size. So 4 of those, and then you fold it in half like this. And get it all nice and lined up. Okay, and once you get it folded in half, then you're going to go ahead and fold it again. And then put it in here. Kind of squish it down like that. Now this works better when you have water, because it helps keep the paper towels kind of put in place, but you're going to work it into the corners like this. As a matter of fact, I may spray this with water so I can show you an accurate way of getting that into. Okay. So you don't want a lot of water, you just want to kind of, dampen it down a little bit. So you want to just kind of work that into there. See, with the water, it helps keep that paper towel in place. And then just kind of adjust it to where you have a bumper on all 4 sides. Okay. Pull this one up a little bit, just like that. And see, that creates like a little cubby on all 4 sides. And then what you'll do is, after you get the spider in, this is what you'll do here. You'll take 2 paper towels this time, select a size, fold it up, fold it again, and then fold it again, and then dampen it. And then once you do that, you can lay this right on top, just like that. What I like to do is, so some of the mature males and things like that, they're a little bit skittish. So you'll notice like they'll go in and then they'll take off. What you'll do is put it in, put the spider in there, but keep this like this. That way he hits that and hurry up and close it real quick. And then you just put the lid on. Sometimes what I like to do also is to dampen this down. As I fold it, I'll dampen it down like so. Kind of just spray it like that. And then you fold it. See it. It's easier to work with that way. And then once you get the spider in there, just kind of lay it on top like that. You don't want to press down on it, but you just kind of lay it on top. This is the important part, you guys. So when you get the lid on and you get the top on, there's air holes in these, but only on 2 sides. You'll want to keep those that way with this front facing air holes. You don't want them on the sides because what I like to do is run a piece of tape around this. You know, run it this way and this way. That way the lid doesn't push off during transit. But that'll be how you ship in the 7-ounce deli cups. These are the 7-ounce squares. I'll put the link down below. That way you guys can get some as well. And remember, the air holes are right here and on front, because you're going to tape the sides. You don't want to tape the air hole shut. So let's say you have something bigger. You have to ship out something that's, you know, 5.5, you know, maybe even 6 inch. You'll want to put it in these 24-ounce deli cups. Okay. So essentially you'll do the same thing. You'll get 4 paper towels. Like I said, mine are select size, so it'll essentially be 2 paper towels, but you know. So what I like to do first is to flip these around. Because these are bigger, what you'll do is, actually I skipped a step. So what you'll do is take 2 paper towels, fold them up like this, put it in the bottom, like that, and then dampen it down a little bit. You don't need a whole bunch, but just enough to where you can push it down into the corner, like that. Okay, see that? Okay. And then what you'll do, I might come down here so you guys can see. So see how that falls right in there? You don't want that. So you'll get 4 paper towels. So this is just 2 paper towels on the bottom, just for kind of a bumper. That way, if your box gets dropped or tossed around, you know, you won't have an injured spider, you know, when it gets to the destination. So what you'll do is put this in here, push it down, and you'll feel it go into the corners like that. Give it a little bit of a spray. Again, you don't need a whole bunch. Just kind of spray it. That way you can mold it into the cup like this. Okay. And then bam. That's your 24-ounce cup ready for your spider. So you put your spider in there, and then you can do one of 2 things. You can fold this over like that, or what I like to do, because I don't like to feel like I'm, you know, kind of smothering the spider, I like to take 2 more paper towels and kind of lay that on there like that, or you can do it this way. It's up to you, however you're comfortable. And then you fold this over, and on the inside it'll create like a little box. So you'll have like a little opening to where your spider will actually sit in here. So when you do that, it'll create like a little lid, and it'll create like a little box on the inside. That way it doesn't jump around. And then once you get that all folded, you just put your lid on. Remember, with the air holes, you want them here and here, so you can tape it around. And that's the 24-ounce deli cup. Alrighty, so another thing I wanted to touch on is how to do bulk orders. So when I do wholesale on stuff I produce here, when I send out to other vendors, sometimes I'll do bulk deals, you know, that way everybody's happy. I offload a whole bunch, and then, you know, they get in some extra inventory, stuff like that. We keep each other going. So in order to do that, let's say you have, you know, bulk that you have to get rid of or that you want to get rid of. So you'll set this cup up the same as if you were, this is a 24-ounce deli cup. You'll set this up the same as if you were going to ship a spider out. So if you've seen the little bit that I did just a little minute ago, just go ahead and pack that down in there to create a bumper. And then, like I said, you'll take 4 paper towels, kind of fold them in half, put them in here. So this is my way of doing bulk. It's just easy for me and it works every time. I rarely get DOAs. So in the previous video, you seen I had these. These are the 2 milliliter dram vials. I'll put the link, the Amazon link down below. So once you get done packing, let's say you had 20 or so. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15. Alright, so you got 20 spiders that you gotta send out. And then let's just, you know, make pretend that these are all full of spiders. Need some Jeopardy music here. Also, sorry about the audio change. My microphone died mid-video, so we're just gonna have to do the best we can. Thought it was fully charged and it wasn't. So, alright, so there's 20 spiders that we have to do, right? You got this set up. So what I like to do is you put the flat end here, and then you kind of opposite way in there. I've also seen where you just kind of, you know, set them in here like that. It's just personal preference, really. It all works the same. So once you get those in there, then you'll take a paper towel like this, fold it up like that, fold it up again, and it's the same thing as if you were packing a bigger spider. You just kind of work with it, and then you put them in here, make sure everything's secure. And then once you put a lid on it, you'll want to give it a, you know, a little bit of a shake test to make sure, don't shake them too hard, but you want to make sure that your spiders aren't bouncing around in there. And that's how you would ship bulk. I can fit, I want to say 50 to 80, maybe even 100. I can maybe fit 100 little vials in here in the 24-ounce cups. If you needed to ship more than 100, you go ahead and get like a bigger cup, or you know, do 2 of them, like one of these and then a smaller one, or, you know, do multiple of these. I always recommend these because they have hard sides and they really pack secure, so they stop everything from, you know, shaking up and things like that. So that's bulk orders. All right, and the last thing I want to show you how to pack is the round deli cups. So these are the most common that people pack, and, you know, for good reasons. They're cheap, they're a little sturdy. I don't like how soft the sides are on some of them, but you can find them with like harder sides. So what I like to start out with is take 2 paper towels, fold them like this, and just put it in there. So again, that's, like I said, I have select a size, so 2 paper towels, sorry, fold it in half, and then fold it in half again, and just kind of jam it in there. Okay. Give it a little bit of a mist. And just pack this to the bottom, kind of like what we did with the 24-ounce square deli. Kind of pack this in the bottom. Okay. So you have that. And then what you'll want to do after that is take 2 paper towels, fold it in half, fold it in half again, and then again. And these will act as the sides. See what I'm doing here? And then you do the same thing for the other side. In half, and in half. You just kind of put it in there. Okay. And again, everything works better if you add, just a little bit of water. Kind of mold that into the cup. And this is how I pack round deli cups. Okay. That way you got cushioning on all sides. Well, it's round, so you know what I mean. On the sides and on the bottom. So if your box gets jousted around, you don't have to worry about it, because you'll have that padding that will help. So then once you get the spider in here, you see this is how it looks. Okay. And then once you get the spider in here, then you go ahead and kind of, there's not really, so round deli cups, there's not really like a rhyme or reason in making a lid for it. Just kind of go with the flow, feel it out with how you're going to, use that measurement. Again, it helps when you put water on it, because it kind of forms better to the deli cup. So, but essentially what you'll end up is this, and then you'll just put your lid on, and then you'll do tape. I do tape all the way around, and then there you have it. So that's your round deli cup. All right, in the grand finale for this video, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to pack spiders into a 3.5 dram vial. I would show you every size, but essentially once you get the 3.5 dram, it's all the same, just a bigger spider. So I'm just going to show you the 3.5 dram for today. So what you want to do is when you dampen the paper towel, you'll take a Sharpie and go ahead and rotate it around in there a little bit to create a little tunnel. And if you've seen the last video, I showed how to make up these 3.5 drams. So the subject for today, these are the Cereopagapish species Fognock Kabang. These are the Cereopagapish schmitties, the Chinese golden earth tigers. I produce these here in-house. One of my many greatest accomplishments. Absolutely love these guys. As adults, they get huge. My female, these guys' mom is probably a little bit bigger than 7 inches. So she's big. Dad was big as well. They are very defensive. As they grow, as they're slings, they kind of just want to be left alone. As you can see, this one's running around a little bit. So if you're afraid of handling spiders, you'll want to get used to it before you start packing, because a lot of it, sometimes you'll end up with a spider on your hand. You don't want to freak out, fling the spider across your bedroom or fling it across the shop, wherever you're working. So you'll want to come to you know, be calm with the spiders. You know, kind of open up to them, you know. So once they're out of the deli cup, you can see him. He'll come back into frame here. My favorite thing to do would be to, this is another reason why you'll want to kind of get used to handling, because once they're on your hand, you have full control. So once they're like this, unless they jump off like that, but if you can scoot these guys onto your hand, once they're like this, you know, you have full control of this spider, unless like you seen earlier, you know, he'll jump off. But you just kind of scoot him in there, and there he went. He's in there. And then you'll take that piece of paper towel, like I showed in the last video. You'll take that little tiny piece like that, and you'll put a, I like to call it a plug. You'll put a plug on top like that, and then you'll close it. And there it is. Now, let's say you're shipping out like a baboon species or like a New World species or something. For those, I like to put holes in the top just to give them a little bit more ventilation. It kind of helps keep them not so stuffy on the way over. These guys are pretty well at, you know, they don't like it stuffy, but they're a lot better with humidity than some of the New Worlds and some of the baboon species. So when you have a wet paper towel and you put them in there, I like to put holes in the top. That way it gives them a little bit of airflow. But as far as the earth tigers and old worlds and things like that, you know, this is fine. Sealed just like that, bam. And then you just, you know, put it in the box, and then they're ready to go. And I think that's about all I had to cover today. I know it was a kind of a short video, but I hope you guys learned something today and from the other video. Alright guys, so there you have it. Between last video and this video, I hope I was able to clear up any confusion that you may have had. I showed how to pack 3.5 dram, 7 dram, 50 dram, 7-ounce deli cup, 24-ounce deli cup. I showed you how to do bulk orders if you had any of those, like if you're a breeder and you had to pack up some bulk orders. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop a comment down below. Feel free to give a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next Thursday. Thank you.